Okay, today I had asked you this last week to read chapters 2 and 3 in the book. 2 was on blogging, 3 was on that RSS, real simple syndication of like podcasting. So we're going to talk about blogging specifically for businesses today. So the transition from static web pages where you were just given content, you couldn't search it, you couldn't comment, you couldn't look for peer reviews. It was just static content now to more of this social version. So original web blogs, that's what they were called, and they got changed into eventually just blogs, but that's where it came from. They were not collaborative at all. People could write their thoughts and opinions in an unedited public space. It was a one-to-many distribution. So it was like somebody who goes on a rant, writes up a bunch of stuff, puts it on their website, and because we're in the old version of the web that's not interactive, nothing happens. Nobody can comment on it. You just read it and move on. We might talk about it, but that's all we can do at this old point of Web 1.0. So blogs now in the Web 2.0, in the interactive and back and forth communicative version, they're very interactive. People post something, it's usually to get a reaction, obviously. So they want feedback, they want comments. There can be likes and dislikes. They can add images, video, and audio as well. And it can end up kind of looking like a website, but when you go to it, the first page, the top of the first page is the most recent blog, and then you see an archive of all of them. So they're always, the freshest is at the top. Kind of the concept of the Facebook feed always being refreshed. Let me just move on. All right, let's go back 5 years. Most minutes spent online in 2015 was Facebook. Second most minutes spent online was a website called Blogger, and that's one we're going to use today, which allows people to set up a blog, and it's free. So this was, how do I get like a website built where I can write my comments or share things or get feedback from people without knowing any coding, without knowing any software? This was the answer right here. It was interactive web application 2.0 that you could go on and use. So Blogger still exists, but we also have other ways of getting your information out there, like WordPress, Tumblr, some other sites like that. So this is more current. Facebook and YouTube are the two big ones, and look how much bigger they are compared to others. I think we talked last week how Qzone and Weibo are China, right? And that's where that population comes in. Reddit, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, Flickr, LinkedIn, Meetup. This kind of shows all the different, well, not all, a bunch of the big players. Average daily time spent on social media. The average person spends 40 minutes on YouTube, 35 on Facebook, 25 on Snapchat, 15 on Instagram, and 1 on Twitter. How do you guys compare to that personally, do you think? What's your highest of those, or anything? Yeah.
I'm at least probably 2 hours on YouTube.
Okay.
At night, all I do is watch car videos.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3 hours. That's all I watch. Like basically YouTube. I don't watch Netflix or anything. And
Okay.
also it tells you on Instagram how many times, or like it tells you how much time you spend on each app. So it's like if you really want to know, I can look at it.
So who is a predominant YouTube? Like who your most time is YouTube? Okay. Then what's number 2 for you guys?
Snapchat. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of surprised. I think at least in your demographic, Snapchat, I would say my kids are a lot higher on that, definitely. So number 2, Snapchat. Who agrees? Or if YouTube isn't your first one, what is your first one? If you're willing to share, where do you spend most time? Instagram. Okay. Did you say YouTube also? Okay. Snapchat. Instagram. Okay. And Paul, what about you?
What?
Which one are you most on?
Probably YouTube.
YouTube also? Okay. So Facebook is a older demographic. Snapchat is a younger demographic. Instagram, probably, I don't know. How about Twitter? Is Twitter a thing for you guys?
I love Twitter.
Okay. Do you actively post or just read?
Both.
Okay. Both? All right, so in a lifetime, you're going to spend 1 year, 10 months on YouTube. You guys apparently are going to spend 3 or 4 years on YouTube over your lifetime. 1 year, 7 months on Facebook. This is based on that last slide, so depending on where you're heavier, this is what it looks like right now. 5 years, 4 months on social media. I think that's probably higher. So comparing that to common daily activities, watching TV. You guys just told me in your demographic, that's not what you watch anymore. Right? Did you just say you watch YouTube, not TV? And what is TV? Is it network TV or cable, or is it now streaming services that really have your attention? Netflix and Hulu and things like that.
Tanking cable companies, rising streaming services.
Yeah. So that has definitely changed. Eating and drinking, you spend 3 years, 5 months doing grooming, socializing, and doing laundry. That's depressing too. Okay, so blogging. Blogger was number 2 5 years ago. Not number 2 anymore, but the idea of blogging is still very important. So should businesses still be running a blog? What do you think? Somewhere, somehow. A page on their website. Yeah.
I think yeah, because not all your customers are going to be our age. Like, you may have 60 and 70-year-olds who don't want to look at Instagram, Facebook.
Right. So especially depending on who your target audience is. They might, I think any business, no matter who it's aimed at, a blog can be helpful. So hopefully you read chapter 2 and you have some ideas with why they should blog. So you're going to connect with potential customers. You are going to promote products, but kind of quietly. That's not going to be like an advertising spot for you. It's going to be more of a, hey, we're just here to help you and be your friend and show you cool things that you could do and get a message out. And most importantly, we talked about this last week, putting a face to a business. So once a month, your CEO does the blog and people get to know him or her as a person and what they like. And maybe it's nothing to do with the company or the product, but something that that person enjoys doing, and it kind of shows you a glimpse into their life. So anybody within your company can do the blog. Quite often it's somebody on the marketing team, but every now and then you might say, you know what, let's go over to research and development and have them write a blog on something cool that's coming or some new technology. Or, like I said, let's go to the CEO and have them write something. So it's giving a voice to people in your company. So over 4,000 blogs per minute are posted, and over 2 billion, that's a big number, each year. So Walmart, I'm going to show you their blog right now. They call it Newsroom, and what they're really doing is talking about things outside of the realm of Walmart corporate. They're talking, or Walmart as you and I know it as a consumer. It's showing what the people there that work there do at night to get back to the community, or on the sides, or what Walmart is doing. So how local community is helping an associate and superfan get to the big game. That's a great story. How they're responding to the coronavirus. That's definitely news right now and trending. Not something that when you go to walmart.com, it's not going to be the first thing that pops up. First thing that pops up is going to be, hey, this TV is on sale for $130. You talk about their Super Bowl commercial. They're offering gym memberships as low as $9 a month. So how they give back to their employees, their community, that's the general idea behind their blog. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Some other reasons of why you should blog, it's really low-cost advertising, meaning if you already have an employee on staff that you're paying, asking them to do a blog every now and then is much cheaper than going out and hiring an ad agency to do a commercial for you, or making a billboard, or hiring a copywriter to do something for you.
Also helps you become better known on social media. So maybe I read that Walmart story about how they sent the superfan to the Super Bowl, and I think that's really cool. That's nice. I like that, and I share it on social media. How many people do you think the average person has as followers on social media? Like you and I, not influencers. How many people, how many friends or followers do you have on social media? Just guessing.
Altogether.
Let's just do one outlet.
Honestly, like Facebook,
Yeah.
like what, 800.
Yeah. Anybody else? Like,
Yeah.
probably 100 is conservative, right?
I would say 150 is average, probably. 150.
I'd say more like 250. Like 250 would be like the average. Think
Yeah.
about it.
So I say that, and 250 people see it. You say that, 800 people see it. It's just because you were sharing it because it was a feel-good story. That's pretty cool, right? And then I share it, you see my post, you share it, it's exponential growth. That's how things go viral. So it's really, really low cost. And oftentimes when it comes from friends and family, we trust it, or influencers. We've learned that they have, some of us trust influencers more than we trust our own family. So, successful small business blogging tips. So whatever it is you sell, you're going to show it with some creativity. You're going to maybe make a little video and put on your blog. So you have to think kind of big. This blog represents this central spot where a person can go and follow anything and everything kind of fun and extra and outside of sales that your business does. So a great balance between community-focused posts and product-driven updates. This link. This PowerPoint will be on Blackboard, so you can look at this and click back on these links if you would like. So, data from a study of over 1,000 different bloggers, some highlights and important things. So here's the part about, for a business, you're going to be doing it to drive sales and revenue in your business. This talks about some people who are kind of influencers or want to make money on their blog. So bloggers who earn over $50,000 per year tend to put a lot of emphasis on SEO. So marketing students, for sure, you guys know that term, search engine optimization. Their number one traffic source is typically Google, organic, meaning people go to Google and type something in and it gets directed to them. Compared to lower income bloggers, they are 4.3 times more likely to pay attention to their keywords and research that. They think it's harder to get traffic from Facebook now. Let's see, 70% of the bloggers who actually make money on their blog, over $50K per year, say they are active or very active promoters of their blogs. Yeah, you can't, it's not like the Field of Dreams where if you build it, they will come. Just because you make a blog and have cool content on it, doesn't mean people are necessarily going to get there unless you promote it. So when you put a post on your company's blog about how you sent this awesome guy to the Super Bowl, you have to go out on social media and share that fact and direct them to your blog, because only a certain number of people are going to your blog first, right? Like Walmart's blog is not my number one news source. I don't tend to go there directly, ever. But if somebody shared that on social media, I might go there and read the article. All right. So the most common reason for blogging is making money, obviously. And in business, it's a way to drive sales and revenue without flat-out selling. So that's an interesting article, especially if, from a personal standpoint, you want to figure out how to be a blogger and make money. Check out that article. So here's what you're going to do as a business. Here's some ideas. You're going to write about your business. You're going to write about your customers, about your products, your successes, failures, and some lessons that you've learned. So life isn't all sunshine and puppies and rainbows, even though a lot of social media makes it look that way. You try things and they don't work. So maybe you talk about something you tried at your company that didn't work, but what you learned from it. Maybe you release a product that's a total flop and people hate it. Any thoughts come to mind on that, or any examples that some company has done something and people are angry about it? I'm interested, do you guys watch the Super Bowl ads? Anybody? You should if you're marketing students. No other reason you should have watched them.
I fell asleep during the game, so.
That was a good game.
I know, I posted
Shouldn't be
community
sleeping.
reports, too.
So, are you aware of the Mr. Peanut
Oh yeah.
issue? What would they do to poor Mr. Peanut a few weeks ago?
Rebirth them.
Well, just the other day they rebirthed him, but they killed him first, right?
Oh, that one, I actually didn't see that one when they killed him.
Yeah, they killed him off a couple weeks ago.
Well, that commercial makes sense now.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Okay.
Until now.
So they killed off Mr. Peanut. They said he was like 104 or 107, and they said goodbye to him a couple weeks ago. And people were, up in arms and mad, and not mad, but seriously, this is how good marketing drives interest in your business. Like, have you thought about Peanuts or Mr. Peanut lately? I certainly haven't. I haven't talked about Peanuts lately, but now I'm talking about Mr. Peanut all the time because they killed him off. And that was the big talk on the radio stations about how, they didn't kill him off. He'll be back. Something's going to happen. You watch at the Super Bowl, something's going to happen. I bet my life on it. So they got all that buzz for 2 weeks also after they killed him off. And then at the Super Bowl commercial, they buried him in a funeral, and guess what? He's a nut, and he sprouted and grew. And then baby Peanut, Mr. Peanut, appeared, who ironically has really big eyes, kind of like some other character that's super popular right now.
Oh, Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda. It's like a total ripoff of Baby Yoda. So, very interesting marketing scheme because, like I said, I don't know anybody talking about or thinking about peanuts. I'm curious if peanut sales have changed or if Mr. Peanut sales have increased, decreased. But at first, that was kind of something that was kind of a flop. But not really, because people were talking about it. I doubt that you guys remember the new Coke when Coca-Cola came out with a new, they redid their formula completely. Have you even heard that story? Okay, look into that from a marketing standpoint again. They totally changed up, the recipe of Coke and rolled it out and announced to the world, this is the greatest thing, it's new, it's great, and Coca-Cola fans were pissed, hated it, and revolted. And the company lost millions and trillions of dollars and had to go back to the old formula. All the advertising they'd done, all the graphics, out the door. It was a terrible, terrible choice. And that's something they could talk about. We should have never done this without talking to our consumers. We should have never done this without running taste tests and really seeing. Nobody was complaining about how Coca-Cola tasted. Why did we screw with this? So that was a really interesting marketing failure that they certainly could have blogged about. You can invite guest writers. So maybe your business is something to do with cars, and you have some person, that guy in Las Vegas that does stuff with cars. Do you know what I'm talking about?
SEMA, the auto show.
Not that one. I know what you're talking about there, actually. The counting cars, what's it called?
There's so many shows.
It's like the pawn shop of Vegas, except it's for cars. They go out and find cars and redo them and flip them, kind of. But they're really
is
cool
that,
old cars. Whatever. That's what I'm picturing. So
Is it a TV show?
Yeah.
Something Garage?
it's something.
I'm
Yes.
talking much.
Okay. So if you can get that guy to be a guest blogger on your business's website,
You get a lot of attention then.
right? Guest bloggers can be huge, especially of that level. Let's see. Get social and personal. So personal touches on your blog, like adding profile pages and contact information for individual specialists, make it seem more approachable. So on your blog, you might have, here's our 6 employees, here's a picture, here's something about them, and then here's their links to find them on social media. I've noticed on, again, TV, Channel 12, which is ABC out of Milwaukee, when they're doing the news, their little ticker going by has the Facebook and Twitter and Instagram links to all the people on air. So if you want to follow the weather girl, you can do that. So making them seem more approachable is a really big part of social blogging. All right. Before we go on, I'm going to switch gears right now because I want to start talking about this stuff in literal terms of your projects. So I told you either on week 1 or 2 or both that I was going to have you guys come up with a fake business, that we were going to do all projects based on your fake business, right? So whatever it is, I need to know what your business is, what it does, what you're going to call it, and kind of, what you're selling. what or service or product or whatever. So we need to talk about that and flesh that out right now, because from now on when we do things, I'm going to talk about ideas that you could do within your scheme. So like I said in the past, I've had people that their dream business was to run a doggy daycare. So they created a fake company, they gave it a name, they gave it a location, they found pictures on, Google Images to use, and everything. They built a website, they did a blog, they did a video, all based on this company. So you have to enjoy what you pick now, because it's going to be what you do for the rest of this. So I would say do this as a fake business unless you actually have a business or a family business that's interested in maybe seeing how this could work, and you get their permission and you say, okay, in this class I'm going to make a blog for you, and I'm going to make a video for you, and I'm going to make an Instagram for you, and I'm going to whatever. Be cautious with that. It needs to be, someone that you have total approval to do this, not just I'm going to do it for Kohler Company and create an Instagram for Kohler and run it myself. I might get in trouble, right? I might get in big trouble. So, have you guys thought about that? I'm going to give you a few minutes to brainstorm, and I want you to talk. You can slide around, share your ideas with other people, and see if they have any ideas or additions or how you could make it more interesting. But get that figured out right now. So in the next few minutes, let's brainstorm on your business. And then if you would, why don't you take a sheet of paper. If you need paper, you can grab some from the copier back there. And write down the name, because you have to give it a name, the name of your business. Where is it going to be? Is it only an online business, or is it a physical brick and mortar in the pretend world? Like, where's it located? Because that's important as far as who your competitors are. Who is your target demographic? Who are you selling to? And as marketers, which most of you are in here, you have to know that saying my target demographic is everyone who likes dogs. No. That's not your target market if you're running a daycare. It has to be very specific. People in this income level that live within 20 minutes, that yada, yada, yada. Okay? So think about your target market, where you're going to be located, what you're going to do, and what makes you unique, or what's fun about your business. Okay? So spend some time and let's brainstorm that, and then we're going to share out with everybody. So if you want to run ideas off of other people or bounce ideas, please do.